Hi Libra, welcome. So Libra, this is going to be a reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual general messages, and then we're going to go into the you versus them love reading. My readings are timeless, so I just trust, by the way, that whenever you find this, that's when it's for you, and let's get into it. So you actually had a bunch of cards that wanted to come out, and I wasn't going to keep them, but no, that's way too many. But I will take note of the vibe of those cards. But let's get one for my Libras, and I hope you're feeling well today, Libra. It's a beautiful day where I'm at. So Libra, you have the card of conjunction, aka, sorry, this is driving me nuts. Okay, ADD, OCD, a little bit of both. Anyways. We have the card of conjunction, which is the card of empowerment. This is all about joining forces, empowering yourself, working with others, group projects, group activities. It's also, interestingly, a very intense, but sometimes overwhelming energy, right? So just something to be aware of, Libra, as we go into this time frame. But let's see what else we have coming through for my Libras. I've been getting this card for like every zodiac sign, the Miser. Not my favorite card, but that's all right. The card of projections. Yeah, let's see, let's get one more. Ooh. And the card of new vision. So the Miser to me is similar to the Four of Pentacles in traditional tarot. So it's kind of that closed off energy. It's not the most giving or open energy, but it's also not the most allowing and receiving energy. So sometimes we don't intentionally shut our valve off energetically, but when we get into a closed state of mind or a defensive mode, or we close down our loving self, right? It does kind of cause an imbalance, energetically speaking, in that you cannot be in allowance mode, which is alignment, and in a closed off energy at the same time. So there seems to be like a little bit of a shutting down here going on, Libra. And again, I feel this is unintentional. I don't feel this isn't like something you're intentionally trying to do. I just feel like there may be something that you are shutting down, shutting out, holding yourself back from for whatever reason. And it could be to deal with relationships, as you do have the card of projections here. But it doesn't have to be. It could be in any area of your life. But the card of projections is all about the mirror effect that happens in relationships. You know, relationships are important because relationships with others, and not just those that are up close and personal, but really every relationship in your life, is always showing you to some degree what you may have going on vibrationally, right? Often we attract out of other people things that we are aware of in ourselves, but also things that we're unaware of in ourselves. You know, for example, we may be unaware that we come off a certain way to other people until they start reflecting that back to us, right? Not necessarily by telling us, hey, you're coming off that way, but they may come off that way and you're identifying it. Anytime you identify a behavior in somebody else, whether you like it or don't like it, in the identification of it, you must own it, because you will only identify things that also are alive within yourself. Something to think about, right? So you also have the card of new vision, which is quite literally that. You may have a new vision for yourself, a new direction you're wanting to go. You can see like this person is kind of breaking loose of the bondage here and kind of going in a new direction. So let's see what else we have coming in for Libra. For my Libras. Excuse me, I'm having hiccups all of a sudden. What else does Libra need to know? I'm actually going to give these a few good shuffles. Make sure our energy's fresh. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, jelly bean? All right, let's see. What does Libra need to know? Ooh, there we go. Four of Wands. What else? The Lovers card. Ooh, and the Ace of Cups. So love really coming to the forefront pretty strongly here, Libra. And before I get into any other cards, I want to talk about these. So the Four of Wands to me is about unions, relationships, but it also talks about friendships, family, home, stability. It's that fourth house energy. It could also talk about real estate. And then you have the Twin Flame Soulmate card here, also Gemini energy with the Lovers. So again, they're highlighting relationships and love in particular right now, especially with the Ace of Cups right here, which is like this overflowing sense of love. And oh my God, nothing feels better than being in love. Nothing, literally. And I'm not just talking about being in love with a person, or being in love with yourself, which I highly encourage. I'm talking about being in love with life. You know, like when you wake up and you're excited for the day and you have a lot of things to do, but you're eagerly anticipating it as opposed to dreading it. Yeah, that's what it feels like when you're in love with life. And a lot of people only experience this, by the way, like during special occasions, special events, maybe on vacation. They'll allow themselves just a little bit enough of happiness to be in love with life, you know? But you really weren't designed to only be happy during those special circumstances. You're supposed to feel that way every day, because life on earth is meant to be joyous. And with you in the driver's seat, you the one deciding what your pathways are going to be. But, you know, it's easy to lose that outlook on life when the longer we live, just quite honestly, you know, when things become mundane or tragic even. But that really is what fuels the soul is love, is joy, is happiness, is excitement. And as often as you can, as much as you can, get into that vibration. And for no reason at all. Yes, it is nice. Some of you actually are in love right now. You have a lover, you have a relationship here. You may just be falling in love again with maybe a partner you've had a very long time. It's going to be different for each of you, but I feel that there is a strong emphasis on being in love. But it only, the thing that I would say is, that's wonderful and that's beautiful, and actually a lot of good things will happen to you when you're in that space of being in love, because being in love puts you in alignment. And when you're in alignment, all that you want and all that you want to be a match to becomes a match to you. And so you notice, like, when people fall in love, their life blossoms, quite literally, right? And then eventually over time, unless you could really stay in that vibration, things may stagnate. And here's my only caution here, Libra, is that if you're choosing something outside of you to be in love with, and that thing goes away, you may find yourself in a very insecure and fearful space if you based all of your goodness on that one thing or that one person. And so that's why I always tell people, I encourage you to fall in love with yourself and with life in general, and then whatever comes and goes and whoever comes and goes will become less relevant and will make you feel less insecure, because your security is not placed outside of you, it is placed within you. And so when you can cultivate that in love feeling regardless, right? That's when you're really truly the deliberate creator that you came here to be. So all that to say, though, some of you have lots of reasons to feel good. And yes, one of them is union, a soulmate coming through, a very strong in love type of feeling, maybe connecting with, and it doesn't have to be an intimate partner. It could be connecting with a friend, a family member, just this joyous type of feeling. And some of you are just, you just feeling good because it's the weekend. I don't know. I mean, this could be as short or as long as you want it to be. So let's see. Queen of Wands. So here we go. Now, there's a reason I just gave you that speech now, isn't there? About what you truly want to fall in love with, right? And the reason I say that is because now you've got the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords out, which is fear, paranoia, looking beneath the surface, looking for a problem. Am I being deceived? Is this real? So there's questioning going on already in the psyche. Some of you just cannot allow yourself to feel as good as you want to feel because maybe you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, or you're having a good moment, but you know a bad moment might follow. You know, I just did a whole series on fear and anxiety on my Facebook. I went live and talked about how to move out of that using the law of attraction. So you might want to check that out, by the way, if you follow me on my Facebook. But let's see what else going on. Yes, lots. Oh. Now, there's a few different ways I can read this. Shit, sorry. Some of you have an immense either doubt or fear or insecurity around loss. And I feel it is specific to one person or a relationship, or just like it could be in general, that causes you that fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. Go check that video out I just did. That creates this sense of insecurity within the Libra energy. Because here you have this beautiful, like, in love, very high vibing, empowered energy. And then you start thinking about it. And then you start overthinking about it. And then it causes your mind to be skeptical. Maybe to look for the problem. It causes confusion. And for some of you, you know, it just wreaks havoc on you emotionally and spiritually. And it's around this death and rebirth card and this commitment card. Some of you have a strong anxiety or fear or paranoia about the end of a relationship or commitment. Now, this could be stemming from your past, you know, your childhood traumas, fear of abandonment. A lot of us adults are walking around with that on our back, you know, things of that nature. But it's just like, it's kind of like this sense of like a fear of like you can't even let yourself enjoy the good moments because you're thinking about what's going to come next, but not in such a great way. Like, what about when this ends? Or what about if, you know, this person is disloyal to me? Or what about this? Or what about that? What about this? Or what about that? Oh, Libra. Shoo! You're giving me anxiety. Like, really? Stop it. Stop it. And then it's like, am I going to realize the fear here? And there's also this question of like, is this real? Is this intuition? Or is this paranoia? Is this fear? And I'll tell you, intuition always feels good. However, fear always feels bad. So ask yourself, how does it feel when I think this thought? How does it feel? Does it get your blood pumping? Does it make your blood pressure raise? Does it cause tension in your body? Then that's not an intuitive thought. That is a fearful thought, okay? And fear, again, false evidence appearing real. That's different than, by the way, fight or flight. That's different than adrenaline. Those are different vibrations. Fear is a different vibration than that. Go watch that live I did on Facebook. I spell it out there, right? Intuition is like, aha, clarity. I see. This is the truth. I know. That feeling is very different, isn't it? And I also heard, if you know, you know. You know? We got a Riddler over here. I don't know. So, yes, in a general sense, that's kind of what I'm picking up here. Now, if I was to get very specific, which I don't usually do in these readings, but I will for a second, there's a small group of you where you have a union here. There's a sense of love here and empowerment, but you're stressing possibly because there is a lot of pettiness or gossip or like just things going on like behind the scenes that are making you very uneasy. But again, this is not a law of intrusion based universe. It is a law of attraction. So this only can have power over you if you give it that focus. Right? The only time anything can have any power in your existence is if you have given it your trained focus. So you can choose to instead focus on what is going oh so right in your life and that sense of being in love, that sense of things working out for you. And this will dissipate. Whatever this drama or ish or whatever this BS is going on over here. Recommit to loving yourself, Libra. I never want to make it about anybody else, really, at the end of the day. I want to make it about loving oneself, because you are going to be the only consistent in your lifetime. That's just the truth. People don't want to hear that because they're afraid of being alone, most of them. But once you love yourself, you'll never fear being alone again. In fact, you'll love it because you'll be your own best friend. Anyways, so let's see what the guidance is before we go to the love reading. For my Libras. Ooh, card number 28. There are many right ways for us to behave. It is possible to live upon this planet with large numbers of other beings who believe and behave in a variety of ways in peace. When you're able to focus in such a way as to allow your alignment with Source, even though others are choosing to behave differently than you are choosing, then you will truly be free from the bondage of attempting the impossible task of getting everyone to agree on one right way. One right way would lead to endedness. Many right ways allow eternal expansion. Whew, what an interesting start. Let's go to the love reading, Libra, and see what else we have coming through. I'm going to do a you versus them here in just a second. Stay right there. I'll be right back. Welcome back. All right, now we're going to go back and forth, Libra, between you and the person you may be connecting with. Oops. The roles can be reversed because it's a general. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, yada, yada, yada. Let's get into it. All right, so you have the card of the Rebel. Ooh, I love this card. I love it. Look how colorful it is, too. And then they have the card of Celebrations. Two very positive energy cards. Two very colorful, bright energies. The Rebel, to me, is quite literally what it says. You know, rebellion. Some of you might be on a rebellious streak or just go to the beat of your own drum. Or maybe, you know, during this time frame, you just want to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? And then this person has the card of Celebration. This is also the card of reunion, reconciliation, parties, celebrations, friendships. Very social card, but it's also highlighting relationship. So let's go deeper and see. Gonna look at recent past. Then we're gonna look at how you both feel and think about each other in the now. And then most likely outcome. Recent past for Libra. Two of Swords. Four of Swords, King of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. So to me, the Two of Swords is a sense of being like a little, not a little, a lot, sorry, excuse me, a lot unsure, a lot of insecurity, fear, doubt, and it's next to the King of Cups, which to me is like the most emotional king in the deck, right? It's all about vulnerability and emotions. So it could have been that you had a fear, quite literally, of vulnerability. It could also be around this person, a little bit of uncertainty, right, surrounding that. But then you also have the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, which is about stabilizing that energy, you know, focusing on productive uses of your time, right? And kind of coming out of that state of uncertainty or fear. So let's see this person's recent past. I have a song stuck in my head. It may or may not relate to you, but it's Nico Moon, I think his name is. Good Time. Because we're trying to have a good time. Yeah, we're picking on the guitars just right. Dixieland Live. I have no idea what relevance that has, other than it just makes me smile. Okay, so anyways, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, this person's past, the Hermit. I feel like this person is very picky about what they commit to, what they give their time and energy to. They themselves may have had a closed off energy in the past. I got the word sheltered or in a shelter. I don't know. Take that or leave it. That's random. And then the Hermit here is like kind of withdrawn energy. This person could be emotionally withdrawn or just very closed when it comes to expressing maybe how they feel. And this is how they were behaving, by the way, in the past, right? And I don't usually get this from this card combination, but I got the word possessions or possessive. Take it as it's resonating with you. Like I get a sense of like, this is mine. This is bizarre. All right, so let's go into how you both see each other. How do you perceive each other in the now? How does Libra, when they think of this person, what are they thinking? Queen of Swords. Sorry, that's the King of Swords. Hello, Dana. Four of Swords. Page of Wands, the Hangman, the Four of Swords. So this is falling in your perception of this person. The King of Swords to me is a very stern, stoic, kind of cold king, right? But also very intelligent. The Page of Wands to me is somebody who's kind of up for anything, a bit impulsive. This is my adventure type of card. And then the Hangman, which is somebody who is enlightened or has changed their perspective and maybe went into a more healing phase of their life or their body or their energy. So I feel like this is like a multifaceted type of personality that you're dealing with. They may be, you know, going through their own healing during this time frame. It's interesting to me, the stark difference between these two. So I don't know if there's like two very different sides of this person's personality, or, you know, you just seen a stark difference in like who they were versus who they are now, or something of that nature. So let's see how this person is perceiving you, Libra. Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. We're trying to have a good time. Six of Cups and the Death and Rebirth card. So Libra, this person, the Eight of Wands to me is like fast movement forward, very communicative energy. You both have the Page, so I feel like you're both down for whatever. Or at least when it goes for each other, like maybe you bring out this very playful part of each other. You're both not afraid to experience new things or try new things or whatever. Like there's a commonality there in that. You also may share similar patterns or similar past with the Six of Cups. And then the Death and Rebirth card. So they also have, there's something here about there being like a transformative change within the energies of both you and this person from the past to now, right? So yeah, I keep wanting to say comparatively speaking, but I don't know what we're comparing it to. I don't know if you're comparing it yourselves to each other or other couples. I don't know, other people. There's something weird there, but I'll come back if I get another message around that. So let's go into the heart space. How do you feel, Libra, underneath it all? Three of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Strength card. So in your heart space, Libra, I feel like you're really just in this place of just wanting, you know, to me, this is like group projects, working together, building something together. This is happening on an emotional and a spiritual level. You have the Strength card here, so I feel there's a lot of strong emotion going on between you and this person, but I feel it more on the positive end, like a sense of, you know, working together, you know, quite literally. Some of you might quite literally be working together on a project or a home project or something that you both have a vested interest in, or maybe that's, you know, a component to the spiritual reason for the connection or something. So let's see how they're feeling. What's going on in their heart space? Ooh, Seven of Swords. I can never not make that face when that card comes out. That was a double negative. Never not, wasn't it? I always make that face when that card comes out. I'm correcting my own grammar over here. I'm my own grammar police. Annoying. I feel like Libras are the kings and queens of the grammar police. And I say that with love because I am a Libra moon, Libra rising. I'm an Aquarius sun though. But my mother's a Libra and she will definitely correct your grammar, you know. What's the Seven of Swords about? I gotta know. I don't like that the Seven of Swords showed up in this person's heart space because I felt a lot of paranoia in your spiritual reading. And the Seven of Swords to me, when it shows up in the heart space, it could be reason for that. Possibly this person may have hidden motives or be hiding something. And so, let's see. I feel like if they do, you know, and it's not coming from a fearful space either. It's coming from a knowing space, by the way, because I talked about that as well in the spiritual reading. There is something here that just, I don't like. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of these. I'm going to come back to this. So I feel like, Libra, that this person has the Empress, the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So on the surface, right? Or I don't want to say on the surface, like in this person's heart, they also want that sense of like working together, let's build together. The Empress is very caring, loving energy, very nurturing energy. This person is interested in your thoughts and the way you think, and you know, maybe learning more about you if this is a new connection. But the thing is, they have lied. And well, show me a person on this earth who hasn't lied. I'm not saying like, oh, like this person's such a horrible person. They lied. You know, maybe they thought it was none of your business. I don't know. But, because there's a difference between omission and just straight out lying. You know what I mean? So, and I really can't tell if this is just an omission or straight up lying, but I feel like you're going to know the difference. It's around like, it's around another relationship or how something played out in another relationship. You know what I mean? I don't get this specific, but I'm gonna get this specific. It's a sense of like, you know when somebody is telling a story, but they make themselves like the innocent one or the victim? But really, they had as much to do with it as the other person. You know? Some people don't intentionally do this. They just really always believe it's everybody else's fault, which is somebody who needs a lot of soul growth. But anyways, but you know, so I'm not saying this is even intentional. And I'm not saying that's the exact thing that happened, although for some of you that just hit a bullseye. Bullseye, you know, but I'm giving you an example of what that could look like. You know, like their telling of the events would make it seem like they were the good person and the other person the bad person. You know what I mean? I always say be very careful about anybody that you meet that's got a victim story. Not saying that there are not true stories where people were actually, I'm not even going to get into this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know when you meet a new person and like and then they like all their exes are crazy according to them. Like, oh, and then this person did this and this, and then also like their family hates them and it's all their family's fault. Like, I'm just saying, you know what I'm talking about, Libra. And it always sets something off inside of you, like, but isn't there a two-way street? Like, are we pretending we don't live in a law of attraction universe? Because last time I checked, it's attraction, 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 attraction. I'm not saying it's intentional attraction all the time. Sometimes we attract things unintentionally to us because we know not what we do with our vibrations. You know, we entertain thoughts that are not good for us for too long of a period of time, and then we end up attracting something we don't like. Now, does that mean we're bad, or we had that coming, or we deserve it? No. But does that take away from the fact that you still attracted it? Also no. Like, attraction is attraction, right? I don't know why I'm going into all of this. I feel like I'm on a soapbox right now. I'm very sorry. But this is part of the reading. There's something fishy here. Now, I feel you genuinely care. So, and I know that Libras, you are usually very good at being able to see both sides of things. So I feel like if somebody said, this is what happened and this is my side and this is their side, you would be very understanding. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even feel like you coming off judgmental. I actually feel like this open, understanding energy. Anyways, let's go deeper. Most likely outcome or next step based on the energy. Of course, you have free will, so you can change this. 3 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even feel like you would make a big deal about this. Most of you. Now, some of you might, but most of you. Okay. Oh, why so many cards? No. There's too many people here. Should I trash this? Okay, so could be other people involved here. And this whole, like, the victimhood thing I was just talking about, I'm feeling this in this person's heart space. So for 98% of you, it's this person. But for the other 2%, it could be somebody else that is somehow involved or on the outskirts, or like just somebody else in your life that's popping up and they're showing up in the reading. So take it as it's resonating. And the only reason I say that is because there does seem to be more than just you and this person showing up. I feel like you're making your decisions for you, though, based on what's best for you, and that's what you need to be doing and looking towards your future. And you're actually in a very high vibing place. And there's a sense of that, like, empowerment coming through. But there's also like all these other weird things to consider that may be going on emotionally. There's something also that's kind of you're very skeptical about, and that may prevent you from, like, you know, fully jumping into something. But at the same time, I do feel you might. The Fool to me is very impulsive. It's kind of jumping before you know what you're really getting into. And I would say that's a big caution here. Don't move faster than you're comfortable with, Libra. Especially when it comes to, like, relationships, this relationship or your future. Weigh things out. Think it through. Ask yourself, does this make sense to me? Because a lot of times, if things don't make sense, it's because it ain't the truth. You know? Have you ever heard somebody tell us a fib, just a straight up fib or a story, and you're like, that doesn't make sense to me? And it's because they're leaving out parts. I mean, just quite literally. If it don't make sense, something's missing. Make sure you got all the puzzle pieces. Make sure you got all the puzzle pieces. That's all I'm saying. So let's see this person's most likely outcome, the 9 of Wands. They're definitely got their guard up, or have a tendency to be very guarded. The Wheel. 3 of Wands, and it came out in the reverse. So the Wheel to me is about, like, divine timing, good luck, good fortune. It's weird that the 9 of Wands is here, because the 9 of Wands is somebody who is skeptical, not letting their guard down, having their walls up. It's weird because, like, I think that they think that's how they protect themselves, but it actually slows down the things that they want from coming. And actually prevents them from going down the path of least resistance here. But somehow, like, the universe is going to bring them, like, another chance, which the universe will bring you endlessness chances. That's why they say you never really miss out, because you'll get another chance. You get another chance. Get another chance. Maybe not always in the same environment, maybe not always with the same person, but you always get a similar vibrational chance no matter what. So I feel like this person may have had many chances, though. But they're getting some sort of new chance here, or new opportunity coming back around. And what is it a chance for them to do? Oh, I already know, but I want the tarot to tell me. Oh, I wanted to make the prediction before the card came out. 8 of Swords, yes. What are they getting another chance to do? Tell the truth. Oh, look how messy that was. They get another chance here to kind of break loose of some sort of repetitive cycle they have. Sorry. All their cards went everywhere. To tell their truth. To connect with their higher self. To release judgment. To lower their guard. To be more of that caring, loving person. That's the person you love the most. And that's who they love the most too. Because nothing feels better than feeling good. And the only way to feel good is to be kind, caring, and loving. And when we allow ourselves to express the light part of ourselves, the part of us that lives in love, that feels amazing. And that is really what this is all about. Like them really connecting with that light and loving part of themselves and kind of let go of that shadow a little bit. As well as the narrative, whatever this narrative is here. Whew, this is intense. Okay, so let's see what the guidance is for my Libras. Yeah, we're picking on the guitars just right. Okay, card number 35. I have the power to direct my own thoughts. Your thoughts do create the reality that you live, and one of the most exciting things about beginning the process of deliberately focused thought is that the law of attraction will bring you evidence of your improved thought immediately. And while old patterns may be hard to break and you may slip back into old patterns from time to time, evidence of your effort will be undeniable to you. And before long, with much less effort than you spend trying to dodge negative conversations or train another into better behavior, all of your relationships will improve. Nice. Wow, so I'm going to leave it there. Libra, very interesting reading. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or have in your own birth chart. I have Libra here, Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, Virgo, Leo, Pisces, Aries again, Scorpio, and Virgo. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. Follow me on Facebook as well. Check out that live I just did on Facebook a few days ago. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of my Facebook. It is also linked in the About section. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Libra. And until next time, my friends. Namaste. Bye.